Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. It is Mark. My name is.
What in the world? Are you having a stroke?
No, I'm so excited that I remember the date, that I know what date it's going to be, that I almost said it up top, but I forgot that first I say, my name is Mark. With me as always is my girlfriend Carol. How are you doing, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week. It is April 12th.
Are you sure?
96. I'm positive.
Good for you.
How can you be so sure?
Because we got a calendar.
No, you know that movie?
No.
My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
It's a line from that.
How can you be so sure? Seems like a line from a lot of things.
But it's the way Joe Pesci says it.
Unsure.
Oh, wow.
Sure. Unsure.
Yeah, there you go. Raise your hand. Right guard. Not sure. I remember. Okay. What do you like to use secret, don't you? Like Victoria's Secret.
I just like shower fresh.
What is Victoria's Secret? She's a whore?
Shame.
I'm just joking.
You're...
What?
That's... Just no.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah.
90210.
Speaking of
happened
whores.
Today.
We watched 90210.
Oh, really? Who's the whore of 90210?
Oh, come on. I think you know. But especially based on this episode. Who is it?
What do you mean based on this episode?
Who's trying to weasel her way back in? Trying to break up Kelly's happiness.
Oh, well, yeah, but she's not a whore.
No, I know. She's a virgin.
She's not a virgin either.
She was.
Yeah, until Dylan got a hold of her.
We saw that. This episode is called Commencement.
And it's basically just a giant flashback episode.
It's a lot of clips.
There's barely any like new shit happening in this episode.
It's like they're going through they're like, hey, remember that friend of yours that blew his fucking brains out?
That was all Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty. He's like, oh yeah, Scotty, I remember him. That time got emotional, gang. They do this. So here's one of my criticisms of this episode.
Only one? There's so many.
They do this senior breakfast thing. It's for all the seniors in the school. Mm-hmm. And David presents like this video montage and everything, right? And it's an excuse for more memories.
Right.
But it's like the cabin when they went camping and stuff like that and everything. Now, imagine that you're one of the other 300 kids in this class, and it's like, oh, yay, we're at the breakfast watching what the 7 popular kids did all fucking year. It's always about you, isn't it?
Right? Yeah.
How does the rest of this class not... Because the whole breakfast is about them.
Yeah. They're the ones but they're the ones hosting it.
Yeah, but it's like so selfish. They have no... David didn't take video of anyone else. They have no memories of anyone else.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm sure that they did, and they just didn't show us.
I think that's giving the show a lot of leeway and credit.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the closest we come to anybody else is like David gave Tony and the rest of the varsity backfield tutus.
Well, and they did, like have a couple episodes centered around them, so.
Yeah. But for the most part, it's like, imagine being they should make a show like that. They should make a show about a group of like, I don't know, 4 or 5 just geeks that are like, look at all the popular, like all the popular kids are doing it's like a parody. All the popular kids are doing very stereotypical, like popular kid drama, soap opera type stuff, like on 90210. But it's all in the background, and the main story is around these kids just living like a normal life.
Like our high school experiences.
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
Oh, wait, no, you were a popular kid. Never mind.
I wasn't.
You'd be in the video.
I don't.
I got it.
I don't know that I'd say I was popular.
you were student body president or student class president?
Yeah.
Which one?
That's correct. Class president.
Okay. Well, at least not the whole student body. Just your class.
Yeah. Yeah, I was class president, and I was, voted. I had some superlatives.
What does that mean?
That's like the, most likely to succeed, and cutest smile, and best laugh, and stuff like that. I didn't get cutest smile, and I'm still pissed because I think I have the cutest smile.
You do.
Anyway, that bothered me. Also, what bothered me is, remember when Donna and Brenda won that skydiving thing from the radio?
Yes.
So they have a camera there. He has video of that. David has video of that. Now, David wasn't there. So I don't know how David has video of it. I mean, it's a shot from the show, obviously.
Right.
It's not really his video. But they make it look like it's his video or somebody's video, right? But the funny thing is so they're in the door frame or whatever of the open cockpit cabin, right? Ready to jump out. And the camera's focused on them from outside. Where is camera? Who's floating outside of, he's being lifted up by the Gulf Stream? What the fuck? There's some just guy with a camera holding it on these two as they debate whether or not they should jump. And then they jump, and the camera's above them, watching them fall and everything. So the guy jumped out of the plane that had the camera with them. Plus, it's their first time ever skydiving, and not tandem at all. They're just solo.
Yeah.
Nothing about it makes sense. And that doesn't make sense.
I didn't realize the camera went with them.
Choose a different memory.
I understand it was outside.
That's the most egregious part. Is that the camera could just be outside the plane.
Well, I thought that they could mount the camera outside the plane and take videos and then sell them as souvenirs.
I don't think so.
Why? Why don't you think
because
so?
I've never heard of that, Carol.
And that means it does not exist.
Why do you constantly try to make excuses for the show? The show messes up, and you're like, I'm going to bat for 90210. These producers have it too hard with one fucking kid making fun of them in the world and the millions of dollars they make off this show.
Because I love to argue with you.
Yeah.
Because I love to see that little vein in your forehead start to, throb.
Nice.
But I agree. That was a dumb memory. There was a lot of things that was not cool that he put in there. But he did put in the girl singing, and that was at a school function, right?
Yeah.
I think. So that was okay.
Yes, that made sense.
But that was about it. That was about the only thing he had in there that made sense.
And the thing is it's not like that video was the only delivery method they had for memories. Mm-hmm. Because... they watch that video of the school thing, and then Brandon gets that far-off look in his eyes, and he remembers Emily Valentine and all the stuff they went through together. And the camera wasn't there for that, but it's his memory, so that's fine. They could have just had Brenda remember that.
Yeah.
When they skydove.
Yeah,
or dived,
that's true.
Or whatever.
But that was the whole show, was just constantly people remembering things.
Well, I wouldn't say the whole show.
It was most of the show.
But it's one of those, that the convoluted thing, remember this time, guys? We're seniors, we're about to graduate. Remember when we did this? Mm-hmm. And it's we didn't reminisce with our friends like that. I didn't. I mean, we'd reminisce sometimes, but I didn't go through the whole school day being like, hey guys, remember this? Remember this wacky adventure? Let's all think about it now.
Right. Well, nobody does that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It feels artificial.
It was very artificial. This was not a great episode. I mean, they could have done a lot more.
And it's the season finale. And I wonder if it was supposed to be the series finale. Because of so many things that go into it, I wonder if they knew that they were coming back or not.
I have to agree with you. It felt very final.
I don't know that they did know that they were coming back or not. Maybe they thought, well, we might not get renewed. We might not get renewed for another season. Yeah. So let's set it up hey, it's going to be... Because like you said, it did feel very final. And there's lots of things that don't end up happening that they set up might happen. Plus, and I've been loath to mention this, or actually I have mentioned this in the past couple episodes, but this episode, there's a new guy in the booth being like, hey, it's the last day of summer, guys.
Right.
And it's like, school's out for summer. You know, he plays the, what is that? It's not Aerosmith. It's Pink Floyd.
Kiss? Oh.
Pink Floyd. Plays the Pink Floyd song, School's Out for Summer. No, Alice Cooper.
Yes.
Plays the Alice Cooper song, School's Out, right? And Donna's like, who's that? Maybe I'll fuck him. Maybe I'll get drunk and have sex with him. No, she goes, who's that? And he's like, that's the new guy. It really feels like, with the two new people on the newspaper getting some time, this guy at least getting a shout out in this episode, it really feels like they were trying to set up like, hey, if we don't get renewed, a new class of high schoolers, and we'll follow them.
Yeah, I agree.
Which never happened, but it really feels like they were in flux with their plans. I'd love to talk to one of the producers and find out if that was the case.
We should just, call them up because, we have Hollywood on tap.
Yeah, we'll follow the money
to Orange County.
And we'll talk to them.
Yes. But, I mean, yeah, you're right. They set up a lot of things like Brenda got into Minnesota State.
No, the University of Minnesota.
Whatever.
The Golden Gophers.
And Andrea, is going
Minnesota
back and forth
State's the
about
Screaming Eagles. That's who Hayden Fox coaches.
Oh.
On Coach.
Are these real colleges?
No. University of Minnesota is the Golden Gophers. But Minnesota State, I want to say it exists, but I don't think that they're the Screaming Eagles. I think that's fictional.
Okay.
But I want to say Minnesota State's got to exist, right? Because, like, here in Michigan State exists. Although, I don't know, there might not be, like, a Wisconsin State. I've never heard of that.
Well, yeah, we have Michigan State and Ohio State and University of Michigan. And what does Ohio have besides Ohio State?
The University of Ohio.
They do? Just like us? Okay.
Miami of Ohio.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a city in Ohio called Miami, and it's Miami of Ohio is the name of the school there.
Weird.
And they have other schools too, like Brighton or what is it? Something that starts with a B. Anyway, they have other schools, and we have other schools too.
Well, yeah, but I meant state schools.
But yeah, like Penn State, Pennsylvania has Penn State, and there are other like Florida State, and Georgia State, and stuff like that. But yeah, I've never heard of Wisconsin State. I've never heard of Minnesota State. Maybe those states. Every state has a state school, but that's not always the state name and state. Okay. So maybe they have different. Maybe Wisconsin's and Minnesota's are like just called something else. I don't know.
That would make sense. But so Brenda got in there, and she's trying to decide if she's going to go there or not. And she finally tells people that she got in, or like just Dylan. And then at the end, she tells everybody else.
So obviously Brandon knows, and the parents know, and she's unsure of what she wants to do. And then she tells Dylan, she comes over and starts talking to him. There's been like a flirtation the whole episode.
Yeah, well, and, him and Kelly were fighting because she was stupid. His mom brought up that he was a millionaire now in front of her. Because
his money's now out of trust, and he has a check for, they don't say how much, but it's many millions of dollars.
Right. So, I don't think he would have told Kelly about that at all. But
clearly not, because he didn't tell her.
But his mom says something. And so then, when they're talking about how expensive school is and stuff, just in front of everybody, she's like, oh, you should just give him some financial aid or something.
Yeah, well, she's like, Andrea's not sure if she wants to go to Yale because of the cost. And Kelly's like, why don't you give her some financial aid?
Which, really, like, he could help them. He could save Kelly's mom from having to sell their house, probably.
Right,
but that's not his responsibility.
Yeah, and it's rude to bring up.
Yeah,
because then you're just making someone feel bad. Like if Andrea has this opportunity to go to Yale and she can't afford to, which obviously she doesn't go, and he could help her, but he doesn't. On the one hand, like you said, it's not his responsibility, and he shouldn't feel forced to help her. But on the other hand, like, if someone brings it up like that, he's going to feel like shit if he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's a really shitty position to put somebody in.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, like, if I had millions of dollars, I might want to help my stuck-up friend go to Yale and become even more stuck-up. But also, I might think to myself, maybe this money's not going to last me my whole life. Mm-hmm. Especially if I spend $100,000 of it or $200,000 of it or whatever on a Yale education for someone who's not me. I don't want to sound selfish or anything, but at some point, the thing is I'm sure it wasn't like $100 million or something. I'm sure it was in the neighborhood of, let's say, 15, 20 million, something like that, right?
Right, because it wasn't like the entire amount of money his father had. It was whatever his father paid his mother to go away.
Right, and she put it in a trust and it gained interest and everything. So let's say it's 15 or 20 million, right?
Right.
You could go through that pretty quick if you just started giving it away to people for different things.
For sure.
Let me pay for everyone's college education. Let me buy a house for everybody. Let me buy everybody cars. All my friends and stuff like that. Let me pay for Kelly's mom's house, so they don't have to move out. All that stuff. You could go through 20 million real quick.
Oh, yeah.
If you were spending it that way.
Especially houses in Beverly Hills.
For sure.
That'd be $1 million right there.
Oh, yeah, at least. And... yeah, so I understand what a shitty situation that puts him in.
I'm surprised. And then she comes up to him and she's all like, I'm sorry. And he's like, we'll talk about it later.
Right.
And Brenda saw that. And I swear to God, she got wet.
Oh, yeah.
She was just like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to get it.
Trouble in paradise.
And then the next thing we know, she's at Dylan's house. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
It's just like, Dylan, I might be leaving for the University of Minnesota, just so you know. This might be the last time you ever have a chance to be inside. I mean, speak to me. And she's like, she's like, what are you going to do? And she's like, I'm not sure. I don't know what I want to do yet. And he goes, why haven't you told anybody? Because you're afraid that they'll try to make you stay. And she goes, maybe I'm afraid that they won't.
Yeah. And then she's like, I wanted to say goodbye to you in private. And he's like, how private?
Oh, yeah.
And then his mom knocks on the door.
His mom interrupts him twice.
Yeah, first when he was making out with Kelly, and then when he's about to with Brenda.
Oh, yeah. Something was about to go down.
Yeah. So, she saved them from making a mistake, though, because that would have been really bad for their friendships.
I guess, but Kelly did the same thing to her.
Yeah, but they're all trying to be friends now, and I don't know, two wrongs don't make a right. I don't think that...
I'm not saying she should have done it or he should have done it. I'm just saying that it'd be pretty hypocritical of Kelly to...
get mad?
Well, not necessarily. That would probably be her natural response regardless. Mm-hmm. And that's normal. But at the same time, she'd have to think, well, I did fucking play around with fire. I guess I got bit too,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's just a cheater. I mean, that's nobody struggles that much to decide between two people, mm-hmm. and they're a nice, normal person. There was something very wrong there.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking Archie was deranged. You guys don't even realize. That's what fucking Jughead had to keep him in line all the time.
Right.
Who do I choose, Betty or Veronica?
Who would you choose?
Veronica.
And in this instance, is Veronica Kelly or Brenda?
It's really difficult, right? Because I guess Kelly is Veronica.
Because Kelly is the sexier one.
Yeah, their hair color is swapped. Mm-hmm. But Veronica was a little bit more upper class, high society kind of, mm-hmm. but sexy and kind of a faster girl. And Betty was the all-American kind of
girl next door.
Yeah, cutesy girl, right?
Yeah.
And that's Brenda,
right.
For sure, in this scenario. So yeah, I guess I would go for... And I do think Kelly is prettier.
Yeah, for sure she's prettier. Brenda, I think, is a better person.
Yes.
So
in real life, I wouldn't go for either of them because I have you.
Aww.
The perfect combination of Betty and Veronica.
Okay. I'm not Betty.
No? Oh. You don't want to be considered wholesome.
I'm not, though. I don't think that I am in any way.
You think you're a bad girl.
I don't think I like where this conversation's going.
But that's what you think, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I am.
Okay.
Fuck off.
I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying that's the opinion. What do you think of me? Do you think I'm a bad boy then?
Do you think you're a bad boy?
Not particularly.
Good, because neither do I. I just didn't want to piss you off.
But I'm not. I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself like a guy next door type either, though.
No, I mean, you're definitely not like the goofy best friend or something. Like you're leading man material. You're just not a bad boy.
I mean, maybe in other times I would be considered more so.
Maybe.
I'm sure the audience really fucking cares about this. What we think of ourselves.
It's a fun conversation for us.
Have it amongst yourselves.
Right.
What do you think? What do you think we are? Write us in. Let us know. RetroLateFee@AOL.com. RetroLateFee 1994 at AOL.com. Let us know what you think. Are we bad girl/boy or good girl/boy or some sort of hybrid?
Bad boy, bad boy.
There you go.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of singing, they sing the theme song to Dobie Gillis to Brandon.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Like, seriously.
Brandon.
How did Brandon not just kill someone? Like, I would
don't
kill
know.
someone.
It's so funny, too, because I doubt anyone in the audience other than Grandpa me recognized the Dobie Gillis theme song.
No clue what the hell you're talking about.
Morgan, what's her name? I can't remember. The one he was always fawning after. He was a Archie type, like archetype. You know who was on that show too? Bob Denver, Gilligan from Gilligan's Island. He played Maynard G. Krebs.
I don't even know what the show is called, and I don't know who Dobie Gillis is.
It's called The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis.
Alrighty.
And it featured a man whose hair was so blonde it was almost translucent. And it's black and white TV, so it looked like it was disappearing off the set every time he moved. But Dobie Gillis was like this high school kid that he was always chasing girls and getting rejected, and his dad owned a grocery store. And his mom worked there too. And it's like his friend was a beatnik named Maynard G. Krebs that one time apparently got psychic powers or something like that, or he thought he had psychic powers. This was before the 1960 election, and he claimed that he knew who was going to win the 1960 election, but then he didn't want to say because he didn't want to influence the election. And then on the show, Dobie's like, so, who did you think? Who were you going to say? And he says Richard Nixon, and that's the Richard Nixon Kennedy one. So he's just so blatantly wrong, and they still aired that episode.
So I want you guys to write in and tell me what you think that I should do about the fact that I'm dating someone who has apparently been reincarnated. I mean, that's truly the only explanation.
Dobie, do.
Because I'm kind of thinking I should run away.
I told you before that I am a vampire. And that I am actually 240 years old. But, this is when I was turned, so this is what I look like.
Next thing you know, he's going to have me wear poodle skirts to bed. Those were the days.
Wow.
We'll go doo-wop.
That wouldn't be the worst.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
So back to the show.
Yeah.
You freak.
You're the one that got us on this tangent.
No, you're the one who started singing about Dobie Gillis.
No,
okay.
the kid Brenda started singing about Dobie Gillis.
You could have left a little to the imagination.
Yeah. They also drink coffee in this episode.
Huh?
Which reminds me of some old Folgers commercials.
Fuck off.
That taste good as fresh perked.
I'm really scared.
Oh my god. Okay, what else happened in this episode? Because there's stuff that happens in the episode.
Well, like I was going to try to say before you fucking cut me off again, the beginning of the episode, they were all doing something and they like won't show us what or tell us what.
Yeah.
And
it's the big reveal at the end of the episode.
It's like they've got to be all secretive and it's like illegal and whatever. And it turns out that they work on this through the whole episode. What?
They killed heaps of kids.
Heaps of kids. And then they stacked their bodies so that they cover the Hollywood sign.
Right. With dead babies. And it says, this is from the class of 93, you motherfuckers.
It says WBEV Hill 93.
I think it's WBH.
Oh, no.
West Beverly High. WBH. Right?
No.
Okay.
It said W.
No!
You're so mean to me.
You sound like a witch in the fucking 1930s movie that I went to for a nickel.
Okay.
No!
Well, at least I sound like a fucking actress, all right?
Oh my god.
I'm amazing.
No argument here. Bad girl, amazing.
So it looks like Brenda's after Dylan. Mm-hmm. And we revisit all the girls Brandon has kissed.
Right, because of the Dobie Gillis thing.
Did we revisit?
It's like a montage of him kissing every girl.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Except for the black girl that he dated.
Yeah.
They didn't include her in the montage, which I was personally a little offended by.
Racist.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Spanish one in there either. The one that was.
She was there.
Oh, okay. The one from the whatever the protection program. But he was like, "Who's your favorite?" Dylan says, "Who's your favorite?" And he goes, "I think you'd be surprised." Mm-hmm. And it was the Olympic skater.
He didn't date the black girl.
They kissed, didn't they?
Wasn't she dating somebody else? The whole episode was like,
oh yeah,
he was trying to like get her back with her boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry, 90210. You're not racist. I take it back.
That's right. He was interested in her.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, she was dating some dude in the ghetto or whatever, in Watts. And he was like, "You don't know what it's like around here, Brandon." And Brandon's like, "I've met black people before. I have a black friend that wears a Kangol hat."
Right. So at the very end of the episode, after they go through their commencements, even Donna gets to graduate.
That's right. Donna Martin graduates.
They're having a little bonfire. They all spend the night up there by the... that's pretty ballsy, too. They covered the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, then they spend the night at the scene of the crime.
Right. And then they all, camp out there.
There are patrols that go around there to make sure people don't fuck with that thing.
Really?
Yes.
Well, then they're really stupid.
Yes.
And very lucky.
Agreed.
So they're talking about, what they're going to do. And to your point, I think that you're right, because this show does not go this way. Like, Brenda said she's going to go to Minnesota.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser says that he's graduating with honors. Brenda says that she's going to Minnesota. Andrea says she's going to Yale, that she's going to go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. And Dylan's going to go to Europe for a summer with Kelly.
Yeah.
And
which might happen, I don't know.
Start in Norway and work their way south, to France and then to England, which does not make any sense. Then he says,
needs a geography lesson.
And then he says down to Greece, which doesn't make sense then. But, and then Brandon's just going to go to California University with Steve. Fictional California University.
Right.
And David, we don't know. David says he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Which is weird. Like, I guess he didn't apply to colleges last year because he didn't know he was going to be graduating this year. So,
right. Yeah, so I don't know. David says he wants the old pictures of Kelly. The Andy Warhol style pictures. She's like, "What do you want to do this?" And Kelly's like, "Oh, my bimbo phase. I don't want them." And David's like, "I'll take them." Spank bank material.
You could not spank to those. They don't look real enough.
I think you underestimate every guy in the world.
I cannot. I know there's another thing, and like at midnight, I'm gonna just sit up in bed and be like, "This is what I wanted to say." Oh no! I remember. Yeah. Okay, so Dylan at the very end though tells Jim,
"Oh yes,
put my money back in a trust and just give me an allowance. I don't want to have it all right now."
Yeah, he doesn't want the responsibility of all the money. He wants in advance so that he can go to Europe, to Europe and everything like that. And he wants a little bit more every month for his living expenses, but he doesn't want the whole amount. He wants to keep it in a trust for a while,
which is really smart and mature.
Yeah, and Jim says that he's impressed or whatever.
Yeah, see, I bet you by the time that him and Brenda get back together, which you know is going to happen, that Jim's going to be happy about it because he's so impressed by him.
He should be, but he's a fucking idiot. So
who knows? Wouldn't you be happy?
Is Dylan ever going to be anything other than the guy that fucked his daughter, that took her virginity?
I think he already is.
What?
I think he already is more than that to Jim.
Okay. I mean, if that's the case, but I think that's where a lot of the animosity came from between the two of them.
Yeah.
She took that pregnancy test, and he was like, this guy's fucking dead to me.
Right. That was another flashback we went through.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was lots of flashbacks.
There were so many.
So many things happened.
It was an hour and a half long episode.
Remember when Brand was a 2-part episode?
Well, okay.
It's on the end of the tape, so like it runs
forever.
All runs together, but yeah, it was a 2-part episode.
It went forever, and it was just flashbacks.
And ever.
But yeah, so we'll see how they ended up where we found them when we started watching.
Yeah, back in 1994, 2 years ago.
Wow. I'm excited.
Me too. We're going to finally get to the season where we started, and it'll feel like we're caught up even though we aren't caught up.
Hey, I have a question for the listeners though. Would you like us to, when we catch up to where we started in this season, re-release the episodes?
Yeah.
So that you're listening in order, or skip over them. Trust that you will go back and listen to the tapes and start watching from where we left off.
Or do you want us to completely re-record them with brand new thoughts?
Oh, yeah, we could do that too. So there's 3 options. So write us and tell us which one you like.
And if we did it, do you want them all released at once? Do you want them released like if we redid it? If we're totally redoing our thoughts, then it's going to come out week by week.
Right.
But if I take them out of I edit them out of the old tapes and then make new tapes out of them and then release them, do you want them like all at once so that you can do what Scott likes to do? Sounds super unhealthy, but what's it called? Binging them? Do you want to do that? Or do you want us to go like week by week with each of them?
Yeah, so give us your thoughts.
Yeah, retro late feed 19 or late. No, it's just late feed. Late feed 1994 at AOL.com.
Or you can go to our retrolatefee.com website and you could write us there too.
Yeah, tell some friends about the show. Go to patreon.com/retrolatefee if you want bonus stuff.
And be sure to listen to tomorrow's tape because I'm super excited because we're going to be talking about a movie that I love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Called Fear.
Fear.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.